It's
Welcome
very rare
to tea time.
that we get people at tea time
What?
that are truly aligned with our spiritual being.
Oh, yes.
The crystalline nature
Ooh.
that is Sasheer Zamata.
Like we're all a little witchy.
We're all a little witchy. Her name is like crystalline. Never have I been in contact so close with someone from SNL.
Yeah.
That
You can touch her.
I know, right?
Right here.
Wow.
Yeah.
Does it feel different than people who are not on SNL?
It feels,
Yes.
It feels pretty, yeah.
It feels
pretty
better
special.
than your people that have graced the stage before you. And like you've been a part of some amazing female comedians in your career.
Yeah, I feel very lucky.
But you yourself have just really made a splash in this world. And I was telling Miranda as we were doing our horrible research that we do, which is just YouTube flipping around.
great.
What other interviews has she done? I told her, and this is a compliment, even though it's going to come off kind of weird, but it's a compliment.
Okay.
You're so calm
She did say
and
this.
not star-ish. Like you have the light coming out of you, but your attitude is so even.
Ooh, I like that.
Like, do you smoke weed?
No.
Or, like,
We
wow.
attributed it
Yeah.
to you being born in Japan.
Yeah.
I've been eating those yams since I was born, so it really calmed me down.
Yeah, it calms you down.
That's what we thought.
I guess I don't know. I really don't know. I like try to meditate occasionally, and I do definitely have anxiety in my life. So, and like have had stressors and panic attacks and things. So I think I just try to like even everything out in general, and just like only get really excited when there needs to be a reason for that.
That's fair. That's
Yeah.
fair. It's pleasant to watch though, because
Oh,
you can
good.
watch some people and you're like, oh my god, they're probably crazy behind the scenes.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I would want to be her friend.
Ooh, I like that. I
Yeah.
feel about
Calm.
that about you, honestly.
Oh, thanks.
It's
You wanna
true.
be friends?
I would love to be friends.
Thanks. I'm free. I'm just like,
Because you guys have matching haircuts.
this is
Whatever.
true. You're welcome.
You could join the club.
Yeah, no.
No.
I don't think that would work for me at all.
Nah, it wouldn't.
I think it'd be really scary.
What's the shortest you've had your hair?
Okay, so it was not by choice.
Oh my gosh.
Let's start there.
I'm so sorry.
My Christmas party, my parents used to host an annual Christmas party, and when I was about 6 years old, and I vividly remember this moment. I was in this velvet green dress, ribbons, like white tights, black little shiny shoes, patent leather, whatever. And I remember having this moment of thinking, I need to look even more fancy. And my father had given me the task of being the door greeter. So when people would come in, and I was like, I don't look fancy enough. And I ran upstairs into my father and mother's bathroom, and he had beard trimming scissors that he kept. And I was like, this is it.
Yeah.
And I just started cutting my hair, but I only cut one side.
Yeah.
Because it's fancy.
And I was just
Very.
like, this, yes, Miranda. Like you, I mean, it was like giving, and I was ready to
I'm glad
go.
that there was no regrets. You're like, I did
No,
it.
I was super confident at
Yeah.
6. And I remember walking downstairs, and my mom was just like,
Oh.
and so I did have to get that evened out. So that was cute, the above the ear like bowl. But that was like a 6-year-old.
So that was kind of like a
situation.
JTT haircut you had at 6 years old.
Totally like
Yeah.
Kevin Sawa.
Yeah, Kevin
Right?
Sawa. Yeah.
No, not Kevin Babes Devin. You're struggling today. It's okay. But then as an adult or like a high school person, I decided to dye my hair black. And then decided that I didn't want it to be black anymore, and I wanted my hair to be back to blonde. And a person basically chemically fried my head and scalp.
Oh God.
And I had to cut a lot of that. And I think that was like up to here. So none of it was choice. And I don't think I'm going shorter. And
when
that's
you
it.
went shorter, was it a choice for you?
It was a choice. I did choose
That
it.
was a choice.
It wasn't forced upon me. I first did it when I was 19. I actually saw this video in like a media studies class. It was like a cartoon of the history of black hair. And it was like talking about like conking and hot combs and like, you know, visually seeing like black people put their heads in the oven to like
Oh my gosh.
straighten their hair so they can assimilate to white culture and
Yeah.
get jobs, etc. And I remember watching this being like, oh, I don't have to do that. Like that's, I thank God I don't have to do that. That's so not the reality I live in. I mean, like, of course, even at that time, there are still people who would like, don't want to see dreads or braids or whatever. But I felt like less tied to my hair, and I was getting perms from like 3rd grade to 19. I got perms all the time, and they were like hurting my scalp.
Yeah.
My hair was getting thinner, and I was like, I do not like this. I was like, what if I just cut it all off? And I just shaved it off, and it felt so good, and I loved it. And it was actually funny because I like lost like half my friends at college. Not not because they didn't like it, because they didn't recognize me. They were like, they were like, I was like over the summer, I like came back with a shaved head, and they're like, Who do
are
I
you?
know? Do I know you? And I'm like, yes.
Hair identity.
And then I grew out my fro, and was doing braids and twists and stuff like that. And then like 2 or 3 years ago, I shaved it again, and I was like, oh, this feels so good. Like, why isn't it always like this?
Yes.
That's
how
totally
I
your
feel.
experience.
Yeah. Little Sasheer,
Mm-hmm.
middle school. Who is that person?
Sasheer in middle school is very shy, very quiet, very active. Did all the activities. Was doing tennis and track and volleyball and violin and like all the things. Very nerdy. I was in all the advanced classes, and I was like funny to my friends. I was like whispering secrets to my friends in class, but like the general public would not know that I was funny. I remember when I became a comedian, my family was like, when did you think you were funny? Because we've seen you your whole life, and I've never laughed or at anything that you said. But that's because I just like reserve it. I don't know. I just like kept to my circle where I
So
felt safe.
when did you really actually know that you were funny?
I have a memory from like elementary school. I have no idea how old I was, but I remember going to throw away something in the trash can in my classroom, and yet it was like one of those trash cans that had like the lid that you have to pick up.
Yeah.
And I lifted it. Yes, one of those trash cans. Yes. And there was a banana peel in there, and like a banana smell wafted into my face. And I turned to the class. Never did this before. Turned to the class, and I was like, "This trash is driving me bananas." Killed, destroyed. Everyone
Slaughtered them.
slaughtered.
First stand-up show.
Every
done.
5-year-old was just losing their
like,
mind.
Just like sucking up all the energy. I was like, "Oh my god, yes, this is it." So I knew then. I definitely liked making people laugh.
Wow.
But I don't think I knew like that's what I wanted to do until much, much, much later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
crazy.
That just came out of nowhere. Just
Yeah.
the gods like, oh,
Just
this thing
giving
is
it to
driving
her.
me. That's a great. I hope
This
you
is
put that
actually
in
a
your-
perfect segue to say, put your hand in this pot and
Oh.
pull out our topic, because it's a little witchy. It's a little divine
it is
in
a
terms
little
of
divine.
what's happening here.
that. Okay. What makes a character funny?
Oh, look at that.
See what I'm saying? It all worked out real well.
That's a good question, babes.
Yeah.
This
I'm
is
gonna let
where
you go first. Definitely,
Yeah.
since you've had so many different characters up your sleeve.
I have. What makes me laugh or what I like seeing in a character is the variations of that person's personhood. So like seeing someone who is not just an asshole or not just a good person, or like seeing like a little bit of a struggle, because that feels very real, because everyone can identify with that. And that can be funny sometimes when you're seeing a nice person do something mean, or a mean
Yeah.
person do something they don't want to do. Like it's funny for the audience to watch that dichotomy.
I like that. I'd have to agree with that. Somebody who does that pretty well when you were talking, it reminds me of the show Shrinking.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Oh.
that show is really good because you see the flaw and then you see his
Jason Segel, are you talking about?
yeah,
being
Jason
funny?
Sudeikis.
Amy Sedunkus. That's funny, obviously.
when people fuck up, it's
Yeah, it's
hilarious.
really funny.
I really like that. But I think that's a show that does well because it's such a deep storyline, but there's brevity to things that are going on.
Yeah.
But I also enjoy actors who don't take themselves so seriously, who just allow things to happen. There's some actresses out there that we shall
Not
name. And I'm like,
None of them were on SNL, right?
none of them.
No.
No, actually, none of them were. But they step into the stage and I'm like, you care too much about how the fuck you look. You were backstage nitpicking every single thing about you before you got on the stage, and therefore you don't care about the actual
Character?
comedy of being free
Yeah.
and letting the energy flow into yourself. There's nothing wrong with being put together and gorgeous,
Yeah.
but I just need a little bit of extra like, oh, I see you right now.
Yeah.
Like, you down for the cause. Like
Yeah.
if somebody throws a pie or there's a banana in the trash can, you're down to just, call it out. I like
Yeah.
that. I like
It's
Yeah.
kind of like what you guys did at Dynasty Typewriter.
that was fun.
That was
The
so
improv,
fun.
and
Yeah.
everyone was just down to play. And for those who don't know what that is, it's a
What is it, babes? Go ahead and explain that.
Yeah. No, we got
Look, her titties are sweating. She's like, I'm sweating right now. Oh my god.
Dynasty Typewriter is it monthly? That's what
I think it might be a monthly show.
Yeah, I think it's a monthly show
Where a lot of
a guest actor comes and performs alongside an improv group.
troupe.
Yes.
Good job, Base.
And it's really fucking funny. And Raven did it, and it was
And
Yeah,
I
your
did
stories
it with
were
Sasheer,
hilarious.
and
Yeah.
that was, but you guys killed it.
Yeah, that
you
was
guys
funny.
really killed it. I have a question that has nothing to do with the teapot. Why do you have like the best eyebrows ever?
Oh, thank you.
They're gorgeous.
Thank you so much.
That's natural?
It's natural, yeah. I stopped like plucking or doing anything maybe in college, but I feel like I over plucked in high school and hated that. And so
That's
then
a
I just
thing.
like left them alone.
You're so good, babes.
She has eyebrow envy.
I do. Mine are tatted.
They're tatted?
Yeah.
But it doesn't look like it.
They're not tatted here, just here. And
Yeah.
then like it's a lot, but I just can't if you can't see me looking in your eyes, it's because I'm staring at your brows.
Have you guys heard about eyebrow blindness?
No.
Speaking of
yes,
scrolling.
yes.
Okay, so it's another thing that you can find scrolling Instagram or TikTok, but all of these people are discovering that they had eyebrow blindness, which means they thought that their eyebrows looked great and they really didn't look great.
Ooh.
And then they get them done or fixed and they see how they should have looked and they're like,
interesting.
damn, I was
when,
blind.
Remember when
the whole
eyebrows
time.
were like this thick?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like
eyebrow.
this close
Or like
together?
a comma, like just like really
my
big
God.
here and a thin
Yes.
line right here.
I used to call those the sperm eyebrows.
Yes.
They literally look
Yeah.
like sperm on the face. Do you feel like you had eyebrow blindness ever in your life, or you just were genetically not blessed?
I wouldn't have phrased it that way, but all right.
If you wanted to. I was genetically not blessed. My eyebrows grew upside
Have you
down.
seen her
and-
eyebrows when she
and
was
on the
little?
opposite.
I mean, I feel like I must
They
have.
were the
but
cutest things. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
So if you look at my eyebrows and you took one, you had to flip it and put it on the other eye for the eyebrow to have the actual shape.
They were like little.
Oh.
They look like little steps that you would draw.
Yeah. And then it was a long traumatic story, but I got them waxed. I started crying because somebody told me I should wax them. And then I only had like little, they stopped right here, and my grandma would call me Woodstock because I looked like the feet from the little chicken, from the little bird on
You
Snoopy.
looked like the feet.
Yeah, the feet. That's what my eyebrows look like. Just Google it. Anyway, but I want to
That
be
was funny.
real, and you can tell me if you don't want to talk about it or not.
Okay.
Why titties?
Why
Yeah,
titties?
do you love titties now? or
Titties are
like-
great.
Oh my god. That's the segue. Why not just like
Why
welcome to the
titties?
family? Mine are sweating so bad. Who the fuck knows?
But when was the moment you were like, yes, titties?
I mean, I don't know if I can pinpoint the moment, but like I think I knew for a really long time I'm not straight, but it wasn't until like the last few years where I was like really thinking about that more and analyzing life, my experiences, and I also got off of birth control a few years ago, and I do feel like that awaken some stuff, and I don't know if there's any science behind it at all, but I do feel like I felt much different after I also shaved my head immediately after I got off birth control, and I do feel like I don't know, there's something about coming into my late 30s that I was like, things feel different and I don't want to ignore this. And not that I feel like I was ignoring it before, but it just felt very loud. I mean, I was on birth control since I was 16 because I had heavy periods, and they're like, that'll fix it, as opposed to like, let's figure out your biology and like, is there a diet thing we need to change or like anything else? But there's like birth control.
Yeah.
It gets like passed out so easily, to young girls. And then I also went through so many changes in my body while still on birth control and never really knew what my body felt like as is. So that's also part of the reason I wanted to get off of it, to be like, what does my body do?
Yeah. What does it feel like
Yeah.
without it? Has anything else with sharing this news with the world?
About you liking titties?
Yeah. Has anything else changed in your life? Like, do you feel more free? Do you feel anything?
Are there more DMs?
Actually, no.
Oh.
And why not? No, just kidding. Don't DM me. My girlfriend will hate that.
Oh, fair. Oh,
Take
never
it.
mind. Never mind.
There you go.
It's funny because like I've been out, but I just haven't publicly said anything.
Got it.
So like in my life, nothing has changed.
That
but
makes
I guess for the world, for the perception of me, it has changed, and I'm glad, because I also don't want to not say anything. Like I don't want to be like, I don't want people in my business. I don't want to like reveal everything in my life, but I guess I don't want my identity or that part of me to feel hidden.
Stifled.
Yeah.
That makes total sense.
It's interesting because when I was younger, the thought process was if I come out, my career's over. And what I found was as soon as I came out, I got more jobs.
Oh, great.
More people cared.
Yeah.
After they cursed me for ruining their childhood, they came back around and was like, congratulations, living your
Yeah.
truth. And I'm like, this is interesting because whoever set up the dynamic that not living in your truth is going to ruin your career is absolutely atrocious. So
Yeah.
you came out at a time where it's accepted,
Yeah.
it's wanted, it's beautiful. Like, congratulations.
Thank you very
I'm so happy
much.
you're able to live freely and not feel that wrath.
Yeah.
But knowing also that the path that you've created for the girls that are coming up behind you is massive. Like,
Yeah.
what kind of things are you looking forward to in your future that will open doors for others?
I just want to do more stuff where you see like a Black queer girl doing kick-ass stuff, and I hope it makes it like very accessible for people later. I mean, yeah, I'm truly benefiting from people who have like broke the glass ceiling on a lot of things. So I do feel very fortunate to be working in this time period, and yeah, I hope people see me and like feel like a little seen and like heard, and yeah, even just looking the way I look. Like I've had many people be like, oh my gosh, I've never seen like natural hair on SNL, or like, you know, so many different things that I'm doing, and it's nice. I would like to continue to do that.
We hope you do too.
Yeah.
Well, I just wanted to talk about how we're all kind of witches. Like,
Yes.
on screen, but then also in life.
So were you witchy before you got the job?
I was, yeah.
And so you're crystalline being, but also like, do you do grids?
No,
Do you incantation?
I'm not like
That kind of witch.
Yeah, I wish I was like a ritual person, but I'm so not.
Okay, that's fair.
I like have the stuff, but I don't do anything.
You're like, I have the crystals for display, and I know
Yeah.
how to like do a little bit of a brew.
My
Yeah, this
wife did it. She
Yeah.
had a whole display out before when we were dating. She had to hide her witchy display before I went into the house. She was afraid.
I had a whole shrine.
Ooh.
Yes, it was That's So Raven.
No, it wasn't.
And
You're,
I
like,
was
manifesting her into existence. You're like, that's so Raven. That's so Raven.
It's the future I can see. That's yeah. And then this was the plan. I was like, I'm gonna get her. I'm gonna marry her, and then I'm gonna tell the world that I never knew who she was. And then I'm gonna be hated on the internet forever.
A mess.
Yeah, no, I didn't really do that, but I am a bit witchy.
You are a bit witchy. What is your witchy power?
I would say manifestation and talking to living beings, which could be animals or plants. But I have a tree in my yard that parrots love. There's these like beautiful green parrots that love to like fly and land in this tree. I also have a ton of crows in there, which maybe I am also attracting them because I'm a witch, but they're there. And there was a time where they were like kind of bullying the parrots and like pushing them out of their tree.
Yeah.
And I was like venting about this in my yard to a friend. I was like, oh, these crows that keep moving these parrots. You have that tree and all these other trees. Like, leave them alone. And then they did. Then the crows just like backed off and let the parrots have their tree.
What's your witchy power, babe?
I don't know. Can you answer that for me?
Yeah, I think your witchy power is a little bit of being able to predict what's going to happen.
Oh yeah, the future.
A little bit, because I'll be doing something. She's like, oh, I knew that was going to happen. Now, I challenge her because anybody can say it after it's done.
Truly.
I'm really trying to work on her predicting it
Yeah.
and seeing if
And
it
speaking it
happens.
out
And
loud. That
speaking it
is
out
true. And I often will get frustrated with myself because I'm like, damn, I should have said it out loud because she would have believed me.
Yeah.
A lot of it happens with earthquakes.
Ooh.
That is really interesting. Like I will be like, ooh, I feel like we have an earthquake coming. And then an earthquake will come like that night or the next morning. I'm really there.
She's
There
really in
is
tune with that.
something.
That's
There is
great.
something.
Well, when a big one comes, you got to let us all
Yeah.
know.
Yeah,
I
we'll
will.
text you.
I'll send out a
Please.
group
For
text.
sure.
Hey,
Just
everyone.
not too many people, just
Just
our
our
you, me,
friends.
and
Yeah,
sister.
just our friends.
just group chat, witch chat. What would you say yours is? Because you're more witchy in like a true way.
Ritualistic way.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
like Raven will like make concoctions on the stove and then call it
Ooh.
gumbo, and it's really just like a lot of stuff. She gets it.
I do make
You don't get it.
concoctions.
Well, what's the like goal with the concoction?
Good health, cleansing, and cleansing the space as well. I have a lot of different roots and stuff and all kinds of stuff that I put in. So many roots. And I'm also connected to the seasons in that way. Like I will start, I'm like, I need to start gathering. I need to start gathering.
Foraging.
That's also the Native American energy.
It is my Native American. But I'll start foraging for things and then I'll put it in the big pot and then she's like, oh yeah, this is happening soon. I'm like, oh, that makes sense. The moon is in a different retrograde and blah, 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 blah. Thank you so much for coming here. I know we talked about a lot of different things, but it was just good to get to know you. This one really
jumped.
Yeah. I know, but I liked it. I liked to get to know her.
We have to toast.
We have to.
Toast it out. Toasting.
Today, we are toasting to Ed Dwight, who is 90 years old, and his hope was that he was going to be the first Black astronaut in space, but he was not able to do that. And he worked with JFK, and he was with NASA and all this stuff, but he's going now. He's going
oh my gosh.
Yeah, he's going up to space now. He's getting to fulfill his dream of being an astronaut in space, and he's doing it at 90.
Wow. Yes, get it, Ed.
I know. I'm just happy for Ed. I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
And he has had to go through a lot in terms of seeing all of these white people go before him. He wasn't allowed. He was there in the program working, and I'm just happy he's going now. He's going on Jeff Bezos' Blue Origin, I think it's called, or something like that. The thing Shatner did. But regardless, he's going.
That's nice.
So toasting to Ed.
Yeah.
Ed, congratulations. You know what that means? Just wait it out. It'll happen eventually. Don't be just be patient.
Just be patient, and some billionaire will create a commercial airline.
That's very typical, actually. Typical story.
Would you guys ever go to space on that thing?
Hell yeah, I'd go.
Really? I wouldn't, would you?
I don't know if I would. I don't think... even though I like space sci-fi stuff, I don't know if I want to go to space. It feels like so vast and a little scary.
So scary.
Yeah.
I'll let y'all from up there.
But have fun.
Good luck.
And if the aliens take me, I'm just going to be like, I know some witches on the ground. That'll get you through Earth.
We'll conjure that. Don't worry.
Fair and fair.
Aww. Well, Sasheer, thank you so much. This has been lovely.
You.
Come back.
Yes.
Come back. We'll feed you.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Give me that gumbo
Witch's brew.
Done
brew.
and done.
Yes.
Yeah.
She'll bake and I'll make you a
Oh
dinner.
my God,
dinner.
yes.
I like that idea.
Let's do it. Yay.
We heard the call and we are giving it to you. Extended episodes of Tea Time are available wherever you get your podcasts. Oh, well done, babes.
Yeah, I just tried to get a word in there.
Just a word in.
just a word in. Just a cheers to thing. Enjoy.
A mess.